Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know what to do. If you have not subscribed, do so and hit the notification bell so that you can be the first to find out when we've uploaded a new video. So today's a little bit of a mom life update and also a baby update. Technically, and you might be wondering, is he still a baby? That old guy that's like living in your house, needs a job. He's still a baby. He's only 22 months old. But let me put into context, the last time we actually did any kind of mom update and content, we were talking about a 16-month-old baby. So that is just before he was hitting the 1.5-year mark. 16 months, we're talking about a baby who was wearing 12 to 18 months of clothing. Now we're dealing with somebody who's about to turn 2 years old in about 2 months' time. We're already experiencing the terrible twos. If they haven't told you, they don't start at 2. But yeah, just a little bit of a mom and a baby update. So I'll start with myself when I say, just from the parenting journey perspective, I finally understand why we speak in months when we talk about the age of a child. So now when somebody says, how old is your son? I could easily say he's 1. Or I could say he's 1.5. But there's a big difference between just saying a child is 1, because in the year of 1, we're talking 12 months of extreme development. Extreme development. So the reason, now I get it, now that I'm in it, that I have to specifically say 22 months, and I don't say, oh, he's 1.5, and I don't say, oh, he's 1. Is because it gives you a very clear picture where he is in his development. So especially when I'm talking about my child in the context of other parents asking how old he is, they know and understand when I say 22 months, why I'm specifically talking 22 months. So from a parenting and a mothering perspective, it is still the most difficult job in my life right now. And it will probably continue to be the most difficult job in my life. Oprah Winfrey has said, you know, being a parent, having kids, taking on that responsibility is the hardest job in the world. And she's right. Of all the things and the challenges that I take on in my professional life, even in my personal life, this is by far the hardest job. And why is that the case? You may be wondering. Those of you that don't have kids, those of you who have kids will know. Just when you think you figured that person out, you're like, I get it. I understand the signals. I know this cry means milk. I know when he's doing this, he's tired. Just as you figure it out, what happens? He grows up a little bit, and then he's a completely different human being that you have to figure out again, which brings me to his development. 16 months old, where we were talking about certain things at that time to where we are now. Now we're dealing with an individual who is not just walking around, he is running around. He is exploring. He is taller. There's certain things that we could just put on top of the tabletops because he doesn't reach them. He either reaches them or he knows how to get to them because he knows and understands, oh, if I want to do something, I just pull a chair and I climb the chair and I get to the table. We're dealing with someone who, and I know many parents are like, oh, my child is so smart. He is, for his age group and milestone development, quite an intelligent guy. But then again, all kids are super, super intelligent. And I think the reason we always continuously say that is because we are amazed at how quickly they develop. I'll give you a simple example. One day I'm talking to my business partner, and my son has met him a couple of times, but over the last couple of months, he hasn't seen him. So they might forget. And we're speaking on the phone with my business partner, and my son wants my attention, so I pick him up, and he greets. So he does this thing where if he doesn't know you or remember you, he just stares. Cool. I say, this is Uncle Bruce. You remember Uncle Bruce? He came over. And he says nothing. And you in your mind are like, shame, he doesn't remember, move on with your life. The next few weeks, I'm on the phone with my business partner, Bruce, and we're talking. I don't mention his name. My son is in another room eating. And when I get off the phone, I say, bye, we'll chat later. And my son says, bye, Bruce, bye, Uncle Bruce. And I was like, this guy's so smart. So they pay attention. So you will constantly be reminded how intelligent they are because we mize them. We really, really mize them. So he's talking. He isn't yet at a stage where all of his sentences are fully constructed, but he's very much able to communicate. He knows people's names and he knows their roles. Just in terms of his parents, he has multiple names for his mom and dad. He already knows mama, mom, and all the other names that he calls me. He knows they all refer to one person. So in terms of his vocabulary and understanding of words, he is so advanced, which makes it easier for us because now you're not sitting looking at somebody who's just crying that can't tell you what they want. You have somebody telling you what they want, which also has its downside because maybe he's not supposed to be having that thing that he wants. He is learning, obviously because he's in creche, he is learning associations with certain words and images and colors. He is able to recite his nursery rhymes as words. He is able to take the melody of his nursery rhyme and incorporate his own made-up words. So he might be, because his current thing at the moment, and I'll talk about it in another video, just with regards to, discipline and observing your child's behavioral changes. My child is in a stage where he says, shapa mama. He says shapa everybody. Either he is actually doing it, which is trying to slap somebody, which is something we don't do at home, which we've been told is absolutely normal, or he just continuously says it. So if he's upset with you, he'll be like, shapa mama, because you didn't give him the thing he wants. And then he will suddenly turn it into a song and start singing shapa mama to the melody of Rain, Rain, Go Away. Like that's how he has advanced. He's still in his diaper, so we are about to go into the phase of potty training, but already he can tell you and he can answer you when you say, did you make poo-poo? Or you say poo-poo, he can answer you and say yes or no. Does he understand the concept of lying and manipulating? Yes, he does, because he will say no poo-poo because he knows he doesn't want to go and get his diaper changed. He is now moving into the phase where we're checking for clothes that are 2 to 3. If you know, guys, when you go into Ackermans or Pep, there's the infant section, and now because he's about to turn 2, he's going into the kids section, and it is such a mind shift that even for me, I want to cry that, oh my gosh, we're moving out from the vest, that button at the bottom, we're moving into a new phase, and that's the phase he's going into. At some point when he turns 2, they do an evaluation at creche to see if he's ready for the next class, because his current class, a junior class, is kids that are, I think, 6 months to 2 years old. So there's a kid there who can only crawl, and sometimes I think he gets a little bit bored. So I do have a sneaky suspicion he's going to be those children that continuously wants to do more than what society has said his age group should be doing. So from that perspective, he is growing quite a bit. And when it comes to eating, we're still having milk, and we will talk about it in a different video because I think that needs dedicated time. We're still having milk. We still wake up in the middle of the night. It needs its own video as well. But we're still having milk. But the best part is he's eating practically everything at the moment, within reason. We took time to allow him to have your refined sugars and sweets and juice and things like that. Now we are actively trying to expose him to as many cuisines as possible. I went to go fruit and veg shopping the other day, and I'm constantly looking for different fruits like star fruit and dragon fruit and figs, things that we don't usually have every day, maybe because they're not in season, but to actively give him an opportunity to taste different cuisines. So he's eating practically everything, and yeah, he's just a little growing boy who is very much still a baby, especially when mama is around. And there's so much we're going to catch up with on his development because there's so many things I have learned. But I will tell you, don't feel bad if your little one is not sleeping well, or you're still co-sleeping. I've gone through the sleep therapy process with my son, And where are we now is that we need to go back. We need to go back to the sleep therapy because he still wakes up in the middle of the night. But there's so many things we're going to talk about that will be coming up, like what was his dentist's first video, what was it like on his first flight, what was it like on his first visit to the beach. If there's anything you want to ask about Mukoklegi's development, or specific videos you want me to talk about when it comes to mom life, or even my son, comment down below and I'll make sure that we will come back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking as a part of this family and community. Please know I read all of your messages and I truly appreciate the questions, the affirmations. Even when you're challenging me, I am there with you. I'm there with you. Don't forget to subscribe as well and hit the notification bell. Till next time.